How's it going today, guys? In today's episode, I'm going to be back out at the Cunningham Cemetery, which is a little old pioneer farmer cemetery out in the middle of nowhere in Washington State. And in today's episode, I'm going to talk about the Baumgart family. And this family had an interesting story to me because they came all the way out here to Washington State from Germany. And while they were here in Washington State, 5 children would end up passing away pretty early throughout their times here and their struggles just trying to eke out a living. And I want to talk about all 5 of the children briefly because I don't have very much information on them, to be honest with you. And I'm going to start out with Emily. And she was born in 1899 and she would pass away in 1920, and she was 21 or 22, but I don't know what happened to her at all. And then there's Helen. She was born in 1907 and she would pass away in 1922, and she was 14 or 15. And then there were 2 infant boys that are buried here right next to each other. One of them was born and passed away in 1902 and the other in 1910. They didn't even have names. And last but not least, there was Martin. And Martin was born in 1905 and he would pass away in 1910 as well at the age of 4 or 5. So from looking at this, 1910 was a tough year on the family because they lost 2 children. But as I was further researching this family, I actually found a brief article that kind of talked about them and their life a little bit, so I'm going to read it to you guys now. Robert Baumgart. Robert Baumgart was born in 1853, and he grew up in Germany, which is now a part of Poland. He came to the United States in about 1875, working some in the Midwest, and eventually he came to Dayton, Washington in about 1880. Elizabeth, his wife-to-be, was born in Illinois in 1874 and also moved to the Dayton area as a child. They were married in 1891 and 9 children were born to this union, but due to the high mortality rate in those years, only 4 survived to reach the age of 21 years. And that was Margaret, John, Walter, and Robert Jr. The other 5 are buried in the Cunningham Cemetery. In 1901, the family moved to Adams County, taking a homestead at the southeast quarter of Section 28, Township 16, Range 33. John, a brother to Robert, homesteaded the northeast quarter of the same section. Robert also claimed the northwest quarter as a timber culture, a project that did not succeed as well as the proposers had hoped it would, due to the lack of rainfall. In 1903, Robert donated 1 acre of land for the new site school district number 78, with Mary Tice from Cunningham as the first teacher, and the school operated for 20 years with from 3 to 18 pupils. The last teacher was Ruth Adams from Walla Walla, who closed the school door for the final time in the spring of 1923. Miss Adams was a rather unique person in that she was many years ahead of the times in her thinking. She started a hot lunch program at the school during the winter months, and most notable was her start of an adult education program, or night school, in which she taught bookkeeping and penmanship. She received a special award from the county superintendent of schools for being the first in the history of the county to start this practice. Not to be forgotten was the influenza episode in 1917 and 1918. but due to the excellent care provided by Dr. Henderson of Lynn, who went about the area in his buggy, only one person in the immediate area passed away from this serious illness. It was the opinion of some that Dr. Henderson never received proper recognition for his services. Another item to remember was the epidemic in the area in 1920 and 1921 among dogs and coyotes. Chet Sherman was at work in his blacksmith shop and upon turning around found himself face to face with a rabid coyote. He grabbed a single tree, which was luckily nearby, and killed the animal. In 1922, due to declining rainfall, less production, blowing of the land, and whatnot, the family moved to the Walla Walla area